I'm going to walk through how to do a simple wax up for when you're missing a tooth for an Essex or implant planning. You will first pull in your STL. This could be from an intraoral scan or a bench top, and you're going to align it. The upper left, you want to be looking straight at it. You want to be looking straight down at the arch. The lower left, you want to be looking at the frontal view straight on, and then the lower right, you're going to want to be looking at it as if you're looking from the sagittal view and the occlusal plane. Once you're happy, click toggle quad view again, simplify mesh, fill small holes, and name working model. Now we want to add a base to the cast, but first we want to clean up any extra data. So you're just going to go around so you can get a clean border. And I like to use the paint. You can also use lasso. And once you get it the way you want, you're going to cut masked areas, and that's going to separate your trimmed line like you're cutting across the scissors. Then you'll click select parts to keep, click on the big model, remove extra parts, and anything not connected from that cast will go away. We're going to create a lower base since this is a lower cast, and then finish solid base. So now we have a printable cast that we can use. So we already have teeth in this library, and you can import young or aged, upper and lower. So I'll use the crosshairs and select the teeth that are missing. Here it's going to be 24 and 25. So we'll pull in number 24 first, then we'll pull in number 25 by moving that crosshair and doing the same thing. And you'll see that the teeth come in, they're not quite the right size, obviously not quite the right place. So here we're going to enter sculpt mode, and all of our sculpting tools come up. For positioning the teeth, I like to use the gizmo, and that lets you rotate in all the different directions as well as position it in a different axis. So you can move it up and down, stretch it out, morph it. This is similar to if you're doing a digital wax up on any of the other proprietary software. So it's basically similar workflow, different tools, and get them kind of in the right spot, and then you can start shaping them. For this case, I'm actually using this to make a tooth replacement Essex. So you'll see in a minute I start using the sculpt tools, particularly the grab and drag, to fill in some of those diastemas because I don't want to have that void there when I pull my tooth replacement Essex, my vacuum form over this printed cast. And then from there, you can be as creative as you want, take as much time as you want, be as detailed as you want, depending on what you're doing your wax up for. If you're doing this for a implant planning, which is what a lot of our students will be using this for, you will export the STL, so you don't need to actually print this cast if you don't want to, because you'll be doing your implant planning in a software, so you can stay all digital. So here I'm just softening the incisal edges. I like to use the smooth tool quite a lot. So usually you'll see me use either the gizmo, smooth, or grab and drag. If you want to start creating anatomy, there you'll use the crease tool a lot. And for a basic wax up like this where I'm pulling an eggshell over it, the anatomy is not going to be quite as critical. And then you'll look at it from all the different angles, 360, and just make sure that there's nothing that looks really funny. Here I noticed there were some parts where the wax wasn't quite as smooth, so I'm going to go into my smooth tool and get rid of any of those little areas where there's little spikes or points. Once I'm happy, I'm going to select everything. So I want to highlight the teeth and the cast and select all to export. So usually I'll go to object mode, select all. And so now you see all three yellow ones are highlighted. All three objects are highlighted yellow, which means they're all selected. And I will export as STL. So you'll stop there if you're going to keep digital planning. So if you're going to pull the STL into Simplant or another implant planning software, you don't need to print your cast. Since I'm making a tooth replacement Essex, I'm actually going into CheetahBox, which is my slicing software, and that will allow me to finalize and nest this to send it to my printer. So I hope this was helpful for those of you getting started with digital wax ups for either implant planning or provisional casts. And good luck with your digital dentistry.